We have service, Laura Dishon, community service and fundraising. Leadership by Iris Pixler, our treasurer. Character, Sienna Rojas, our vice president. Citizenship, Ryan Saloon, 7th grade representative. At this time, will the new inductees please stand? Please raise your right hand and repeat the pledge after me. It is also on the program on the back. I pledge to uphold the high standards of the National Junior Honor Society. To which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school. And will maintain and encourage the high standards. Of scholarship. Service. Leadership. Character. And citizenship. Thank you. You may be seated. Now each member will approach this podium and say their name to accept official membership. I'll wait for you to sit down. Take your time. And now, please welcome our principal, Mr. Chris Zimmerman, who will offer congratulatory remarks to our new members. Let's give him a big hand. If that doesn't give a good outlook on our community, I don't know what does. Let's give another round of applause for our students. Also, I'd like to give a round of applause to Christy Gillespie and Katie Hassett for our awesome leadership. They put a lot of hours inside the classroom, and they definitely love student leadership at NJHS. They've been doing this for a couple years, and we just appreciate everything that you both do for our kids at Cimarron. Thank you. So, welcome to an organization. The world's highest achievement middle level is NJHS, and it's been added to resumes since 1929. It's a pretty prestigious membership to have, and I'm proud and just so excited to stand in front of you today and congratulate you. It provides an outstanding opportunity to grow with academically accomplished peers who are sharp in the habits needed for success in high school. When I think of NJHS, I often talk about values, especially with kids and parents, and values is something that's important to me because it's the part of your brain that's developing the most as a middle school student. And what not better to strengthen the values that you you have during this time. Hard work, dedication, teamwork, and great character are some of those many values. These values will continue to strengthen as you become young men and young women moving on to high school. A lot of these values have been instilled by your parents. So students, I'd like you to give your parents a round of applause for doing all the hard work that's necessary. So it's a long-standing tradition at the induction ceremony since 2008. The fable of the American bald eagle has been read by the principal. And so I'd like to share this story with you today. At the beginning of time, when all the living creatures had only recently been made, a dispute arose among the birds. The disagreement was over which of them should be crowned a king. A contest was suggested to settle the matter, but the contenders could not agree on the terms of the contest. The parrot wanted it to be based on running abilities. The owl wanted it to be based on wisdom. The swallow wanted it to be based on acrobatics. Then the eagle spoke up and said, "I think that the contest should be based on flying. Flying is what a bird is for." All the birds fluttered their wings and chirped with their agreement, and so it was decided. On the day of the contest, all the birds in the world gathered together. The signal was given, and the birds leaped into the air. Leaping is about all the ostrich could do. He couldn't go high at all. The parrot did a great deal better, but all his squawking ended up using all his energy, and soon he fell back exhausted. The great owl circled higher and higher, yet far above him was the swallow, whose cartwheeling, spinning, tumbling, and darting drew the admiration of the crowd. But slowly and powerfully the eagle rose above him. The swallow seized his acrobatics to pursue the great bird, and together they raced above the clouds. Soon the thin air took its toll on the swallow, who could not beat his wings fast enough to gain more altitude. His strength gave out, and down he came. Spiraling even higher, the eagle rose into the sunlight. His wings were also tiring, yet he continued to climb. The crowd below was not applauding. Indeed, awe and fascination had settled over each bird's heart. They could only watch silently and remain spellbound. The eagle had risen to almost the limits of his possibilities. His wings were beginning to fail. Then, just as he was beginning to slide back from his great height, a small black speck rose above him. The birds strained their eyes. They couldn't understand what it was. Some said it looked like a bird, but another bird could not have reached that great height. Only the eagle had wings strong enough to fly that high. "It's a bird, it's a sparrow," explained the keen-eyed hawk. "A sparrow?" queried the others. "Yes, a sparrow," replied the hawk. Then the birds understood. They had been so absorbed at the beginning of the contest that no one noticed that the eagle had launched himself into the air with a small sparrow riding on his back. He had risen to a great height, bearing not only his own weight, but also the weight of another. Then, as the eagle was about to fall, having done the best that he could do, he lifted the sparrow from his back and watched as the small bird flew higher. The birds below were choked with emotion, and then he began to cheer for their king. The eagle was their king, not just because he could fly, because that is what a bird is for. He was their king because he had used strength to help another rise to heights which he never could have reached by himself. The birds learned a great lesson that day. Those who would be the ruler among must become as our servants. They must use their strength to improve the lives of others. Students, I want to thank you for all of your dedication. I want to thank you for your heart. I want to thank you for coming into this school every single day, making us, staff, happy, filling our hearts, teaching us lessons, and allowing us to be part of your successes. Thank you so much for your dedication, and I can't wait to see what you do in your future. Thank you for being Cimarron Colts. Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman.
for your comments and continued support of our chapter. I'd also like to thank our advisors again, Mrs. Gillespie, Mrs. Hassett, and the members of the induction committee who helped tonight. Please join me in thanking them with a round of applause. Thank you all for attending our National Junior Honor Society induction ceremony. In just a moment, the new inductees will recess, after which you are all invited to join us for a reception over there. It's great cake, by the way. Before doing so, please join me once again in applauding all of our new members. And also, newest members, please recess to the stage over here for a group picture. Thank you and have a good night, everyone.